Hey. Welcome to another episode of Legal Shit.
I knew that was
What is that, your alarm? Good God. I'll tell you, man. Well, welcome to another episode of Legal Shit. We're downtown West Palm Beach, a lovely evening here in West Palm. It's nice out. It's still a little light out there. And this week on Legal Shit, we sit down with Brian.
Can you introduce me, please? You forgot that.
Oh, I'm here with.
Can you introduce Brian?
I was about to say that. Okay.
No.
Welcome to Legal Shit. This is my ex-wife, your co-host, Antoinette Wilkes. And
He'll be lucky to have an amazing ex-wife like this.
Yep, ex-wife.
That's what you said. You said ex-wife.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, you said it.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
It's my current wife.
Yeah, ask him how many ex-wives he has, but we're not going to go there.
I know you're not ex because I'm not paying any alimony yet.
Brian is still waiting.
Okay. Well, we're here with Brian Coule. He's our guest this week on Legal Shit. We sit down with Brian, who's a financial services professional with Capella Financial Group. Brian grew up in a family of accountants, began his career working in his parents' CPA practice, and now helps individuals, families, and business owners create personalized wealth management strategies. We'll discuss financial literacy, investing, retirement planning, entrepreneurship, and building long-term wealth. So welcome, Brian. How you doing?
Yes, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Great.
Yes,
and welcome. You've met Antoinette before. I think you met Antoinette before me.
Yeah, I'm the one that hits the street. If you guys start seeing, I'm the one that gets on the street and do all the hard work. So Mr. Shows can comfortably come in here and in the so-called AC. It's a little warm right now.
It is a little warm in here anyway.
And have these great conversations with the professionals. I'm the behind the scenes.
Yeah. I was running out, grabbing some lunch, and your better half convinced me that you were worth talking to. And once I looked at your show, I said, I like this guy. I can actually talk to him.
Yeah, he's all right.
Well, we talk about legal shit here. We talk about a little bit more than legal shit.
We talk about whatever anyone wants to come on. That's what the podcast is about.
Yeah, the podcast is more about talking to people, and sometimes we weave some illegal aspects into it because, we
education is a key.
Yeah, we also find that people who have businesses such as yourself and many other different types of businesses all end up having legal issues as well, contracts, and you guys in the financial services industry. I know about your situation sometimes with FINRA and everyone else, and so okay, we're going to get into that. But tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I was actually born and raised. I'm one of the very few who can say, born and raised here. I didn't find a better place that felt quite right to me. I tried a few. I tried California, among others, but I knew I wanted to plant roots here, have some kids and be here close to family. So I came back. So it's not just my parents who were CPAs. Actually, my grandfather was also.
Wait, are you jumping my questions?
I am. I think.
No. We're not doing that because I need to be educated. I'm like the one that doesn't know what's going on. So as much as you're educating the audience I'm not going to say slow, the uneducated, because I don't know the stuff. So we're going to take it a little slower so we can get the full information from you.
And Antoinette's the one with the questions all the time.
No, I like that you asked. I was like so proud of you.
Sounds good.
So what was it? So you did ask about the background. So what was it like growing up with a CPA parents? And what is a CPA?
Oh, so a CPA, certified public accountant. That means they're certified with the IRS to be able to handle, filing your federal income tax returns.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So having two parents that do that, as you can imagine, what we talked around the dinner table is not your average conversation. And it is, I found out growing up, it was very unusual that we have, quarterly financial discussions, like the parents and the kids around the dinner table. That's what a board meeting is for. That's not a family thing.
You're lucky.
Yeah, now I see it that way.
Tim tries to have these meetings with me. I run and hide.
She runs and hides, and I'm trying to have a little budget meeting, a little family budget meeting.
It's about partnership, and you got to have informed on all the decisions. And like even if it's just a little piece, like, hey, here's pulse check, here's where we are, here's what's going on. It's nice to be apprised of those situations, because eventually you're like, that's planting seeds. Later on, you're like, oh, I do remember that. I that is important. Okay.
Wait, so you're married, right, or no?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I'm about to say, I was already going to marry you off because that's important, especially someone that organized the finance.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. See, I didn't read your notes. I didn't read anything. So
Okay.
I'm like fresh.
We'll get to know each other now.
Yeah. Okay. So what were the biggest lessons you learned while working in your parents' CPA? Because how long did your parents have a CPA firm or a practice?
So my mom just completed her 50th tax season.
Oh, wow.
I can't imagine doing anything for 50 years straight. My father would have been there. He passed during COVID. But my mom just completed that. So she's she's mid 70s. I won't give the exact year, but super impressive, you know. And her father before her, he was the head chair of the accounting department at Bentley University, and he helped. I will say that the key to being old and still mentally with it is challenge yourself all the time. And so he kept doing tax returns right to the end.
You hear that?
I challenge myself mentally all the time.
Right. I mean, look at all this technology that you have to keep up with. I'm already overwhelmed.
And I didn't know anything about anything when we first started this. I literally, along with Antoinette, we looked it all up.
Just trying to see who.
I learned about microphones and cameras and whatever this is, a mixer and video switchers, and I knew how to do a laptop. But anyway,
that'll keep you young. That and TikTok.
Yeah,
that's what I told him. Get on it. Okay, so keep going.
Yeah. So my grandfather, I'll also say, like, a plug for the crossword puzzles every day. Like, do that. Challenge your brain. Obviously dealing with this technology, which is changing all the time. Those are the things that are going to make the biggest difference to keeping you mentally sharp. And he lived to 96 and was there to the end. Right. So that's what I'll say is I third generation in finance. And I don't know if I ever stood a chance.
Wow. Interesting.
So did not read all these questions.
I have a great story, by the way, about.
Yeah, please bring your story in.
I had gone back to college. I'd never finished when I was very young, and I'd gone back to college later on in life when I was in like 30, 31, 32. And I decided to take an accounting class. And for some reason, I just fell right into it. We had a great professor. He was a former CPA at one of the big New York firms and everything. So, and we called him Ted. I don't even remember his last name because it was so long ago, but we called him Ted. He said, "Call me Ted." And so I did very well, and everyone was using my papers, and I got A's on all the tests. So I was sitting in the cafeteria one day studying for my final, and Ted walks by and sees me and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm studying for the final, studying for your final next couple of days." He goes, "Close your book. You got an A. You've proven enough to me."
Because he's a nerd.
And I started laughing. I said, No. He goes, "No, just close your book. You've already got your A. See you later. Bye. Have a good
I'm not
summer."
gonna call you a nerd. He's quick. Like, he's one of those people, like, he's good at almost everything. Jack of all trade.
Master of none.
No, you're a
master of some.
I don't know. You're a master. But he's good at a lot of things, but you can't do it all.
Yeah.
You can't. So that's.
But anyway, so that was so I had originally thought about going into tax accounting and things like that, but I never did. But anyway.
If you can get by in law, then you can get by in just about anything because the jargon is there. Yeah. I'm always overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Oh, with that.
What are you doing over there? I thought you were the question person.
I was trying to share.
Wow. Okay.
I haven't made it yet. My mind went like this. At what point did you transition from accounting into wealth management, or how did that even come into play?
So accounting was kind of always part-time because my parents weren't doing accounting, the whole year round. It's just the federal income tax return.
Right.
So it's January to April 15th, and then some extensions.
At what age? I knew growing up you did it. You just saw it. You were always around it. What, before we went to go into wealth management, what age did you start helping your parents?
At 16, when I could drive. Basically, they just wanted me to they said, "Hey, can you take these documents to my client? Can you pick up some documents?" And
That's awesome.
We're here in West.
Did they pay? I mean,
maybe
you already live in the house.
I'm paying. They're paying me in food and rent and board.
But the great thing is you got to drive.
Right.
Oh man.
Did you have your car?
I didn't have my own car. I had to borrow the car.
That's all right though.
Oh, that's fine.
You got to drive at 16. You're like, "Yeah, man, I'll drive."
They still had to pay for your insurance just to be in that car.
Well, we had a Dodge Caravan, and their clients had Rolls Royces. So I got to go see how the better half lives. I said, I learned some things. That was a lesson by itself.
Interesting.
Well, so it was always part-time. So I never could rely on my dad and my grandfather. My grandfather in the Great Depression, both of my grandfathers actually, and my father always taught me never have one source of income.
Yeah.
And that's, if there's any advice, try to do that, and especially this economy, any economy. And so that meant that I had other things I did, whether it was through college, working part and full time after college, creating a business, selling it, working for a Fortune 5 institution and then Fortune 100 financial institution. Those things were, taking a lot of my time. That's where whether it was a paycheck or whatever, I still came back to doing what my parents wanted because I'm one of four siblings.
Mm-hmm.
They figured one of you is going to get into finance and we all pushed off.
Tell you the truth, I told everyone to have at least 4 kids because one's going to stay home and take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
One will just want to do their own thing. They're just dang on selfish. One will send money back. And then there's just extra. Just have extras.
That's for carrying the groceries and stuff like that.
2 is okay. 1 is sad. It's good to have 1, but it's sad. But you need to have 4 at least.
Yeah.
Just to have the extra. The team. It's a what's it called? A 4x1. It's a relay team.
I don't want to have more than 2 because then we'll be outnumbered. There'll be a mutiny. No.
They're supposed to outnumber you, but there's always one that's going to take care of you when you're older.
Yeah.
Well,
they're supposed to outnumber. They're not supposed to be your friends. They're supposed to be friends with each other.
It's true.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, sorry. So what motivated you today to to do the wealth management part? Yeah. And why? Why did you jump into wealth
I guess before that, what type of you obviously have your CPA, your license, right?
Actually,
or
no.
not?
I was just in a supportive role.
Okay, gotcha. And your parents were CPAs, but then I guess you had to take your Series 7, and what are the different licenses you need for doing what you do? I guess.
Yeah, you can go a few different angles. Now the modern, back then it was a Series 7 that encompassed everything. Then they broke it down into constituent components. Then there's the Series 65, which is where I'm at, and then getting that registered. I'll eventually go back and get my 7 to be able to do more things.
Gotcha, I see.
But each of them either has a different state that it's that you're able to register in, or a different task that you're able to do by yourself.
Okay.
Otherwise, being part of a larger firm, the thing that I help out with the most, the analysis, that's already just learning that and watching the people that you're mentored by.
Interesting.
You've been mentored for life from birth. So wealth management, how did you get into that and why?
So it's 2 parts. And I'll give you the short answer is at some point I got noticed for investment advice and picking some winners. So that's the short answer is when my parents' clients were contacting me for advice and not their own financial advisor.
Right.
There's something here.
Yeah,
Wait, what's your sign?
My sign, Gemini.
Oh Lord, another Gemini.
Yeah, that's the reaction.
Is that the reaction you always get?
I'm gonna let it go. Let it go. We're Libras.
We're both Libras. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what Libras say? Talk to you about it next week. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you next week.
Fair enough.
No, you're great with you know what you're doing. I'm what's your parents' sign?
No idea. No, my mother is an Aries, I believe.
That's what saved you.
And then my father, he's in mid-August, so I don't even know. Virgo. Okay.
Yeah. That's what saved you. If you didn't have them, I'm sorry. These Geminis. But go ahead, finish. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't distract you.
I'm a troublemaker. I'm the second born. That's the troublemaker.
Oh,
that's what it is. But then the second part was my dad, after his 3rd stroke, needed some help. And my parents doing what they do, you'd think, oh, they work in business and finance and money and everything. They know everything they're going to do. And the answer is everybody thinks they have time to make these plans. Nobody wants to do this type of planning, but we all have to. And so when my father had his 3rd stroke and realized, okay, I don't know how much time I have left, he got me to just spend like 3 or 4 days with him, just nonstop, helping him with every account, settling everything up and figuring all that stuff out. He lived for another couple of years.
But you don't want to just happen like this and you don't have all the paperwork.
Yeah.
Tim's like, that's what Tim's always said to me. What are you going to do if something happens to me? And I'm like, I don't like dealing with paperwork. I drop my paperwork off to Tim. I don't, when I say it aggravates me and it stresses my heart and it just gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
Just to deal with any kind of paperwork like that.
Yeah. Well,
And he's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm going to call my sister, my mommy.
Mm.
I was going to say, yeah, it's because you're doing it on your own. Like have a partner that you feel like that they get you, you know, whoever that is, again, family, friends, professional, something like that.
Because they do all theirs. I'm the one that doesn't do anything. I'm the one that brings the fun and the entertainment.
Yeah.
That's important too. Keep it light.
I do keep a folder of, I'm still compiling what I call important papers.
Yeah.
So all the life insurance policies, all the codes, passwords, everything. So something happens to me, she can open that up and there's a kind of a direction as to how to go into my computer, how to get everything, how to access all accounts, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Where's the secret vault? How do I get
That's right. Well,
that makes me
reserved for other people.
Now I understand why some women, like when their husband passed and they have depended on their, like I watch these movies and the women don't have a clue.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's 2026. Everyone thinks I got my shit together. I don't have a clue with that stuff. Yeah, and it's sad. And I know I don't have a clue, but it's like, it's draining. Like it literally feels like someone's sucking my blood thinking about that paperwork.
It's true. And a lot of people feel that way. You're definitely normal for feeling that way. I feel I'm abnormal for wanting to enjoy that environment or to at least feel like alive in that environment. Like that's where I shine.
That's what we need. Yeah. Okay. So that's what so wealth management. Did you answer the question? Why you stepped into it?
Yeah. I was getting recognized for my work and I had a personal calling from my family. Yeah. I think is
the main
thing. I mean, right. So everybody needs it. And I was good at it. And I kept having people push me into saying like, you should just do this full time instead of doing this other work and sometimes doing this.
Yeah. Because your passion, your heart was in helping.
Yep.
Nurturing people.
Yep.
Okay. So how many people think wealth management is only for millionaires? What actually benefits from working with a financial professional? What's the benefits?
The benefits
like working
are
with you.
Yeah, the benefits are a plan, a strategy, so that when the bad things happen, you're not making an emotional reaction. You already know what levers to pull. And it's when something goes wrong and somebody says, I don't know what to do, so I'm going to put it all on credit card. That's the thing that we want to avoid. Yeah. So if you know, oh, I wish we had talked about this. This would save you in taxes. This could save you 20 grand. This could have helped.
It's like
hindsight. Right. So if you just have a conversation, and everybody wants to have a conversation. Oh, when and if. I said, that's the wrong time.
I'm going to say in my mind, Tim's like a warrior at everything. And he's amazing. To me, he always thinks I'm amazing. And he's all like, you're good at everything. But when it comes to that, like you start panicking. I'm like, but in my mind, I'm like, it's expensive. It's how much it is to get a wealth management person. Are they just going to take all my money? I'm going to be real. That's what my mind thinks every time. But he brings it back like, we got to pay for this. You got to pay for that. But how do you balance that for people? Because some people might think, well, management, you're taking their money too.
So I would say it's kind of like, you pay a doctor for their expertise.
That's insurance.
An attorney for their expertise. You pay a person to remodel your bathroom for their expertise, or else we're a country of DIYers, better for worse.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have to make an expensive mistake and realize, oh, it would have been actually cheaper. I thought I was saving money. It's actually cheaper that way.
Time is money. Time is money. And that's what he reminds me about. Like sometimes you have to pay for the time instead of trying to do it yourself.
I think at least for me as an attorney, most people know that attorneys, not everyone, but many attorneys bill by the hour.
Yep.
And so I always equate things. I'm like, well, if it's going to take me an hour and a half, that's X amount out of my pocket.
I love that you said that.
So I'm like, instead of losing $600 or $700 out of my pocket in billable time, I'll pay the $300 and be done with it. It's what it is. And that's the way I think, I'm like, well,
that's foreshadowing one of my answers actually.
Oh, really? Okay, we'll get to that.
It's a great balance.
So, but you said, kind of like what's the benefit of that, or when should people do that, et cetera. It's when should you learn to fly a plane? When you need to?
No, you're actually exactly. Yeah. You don't want the pilot dying on you, and then you have to jump into the cockpit and fly the plane.
I don't want to fly the plane. I want to have more pilots.
Right.
That's what I have too. I'm not thinking on that, but I'm just going from when I think about certain things in my heart, like start panicking, I got to pay for this. I'm like, I'm thinking that's what some people are thinking when they think about financial advisors and wealth management, because like you said, it's not for billionaires. It's not always for billionaires, but
you don't get a financial advisor because you have money. You get a financial advisor so that you will have money.
can you say that in the camera, please? Hold on.
You get a financial services professional not because you already have money, but because you will have money.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I think a lot of people may think just like how I think. Just like,
yeah, they think they think number one, it's only for the rich, for the wealthy, or whatever, however you define that term. And then they think, I don't want to spend money on someone to, tell me where to put my money. But like you said,
it's my money and I want it now.
You pay for services, you pay for expertise.
Yeah. And you think, and everybody thinks it's all about the sexy conversation. It's about the making money. It's about, hey, what can I retire? Or what can I do with this? And really, no one ever won a game on offense alone.
Right.
No one ever won a game on defense alone. You have to have both of those conversations.
Yeah.
So meeting with me and my team is, hey, I want to make sure that we create a floor for you, that you're never going to be in a worse position than you're in right now. And if I've done that, great. Now that's a foundation. That's a solid foundation. We can build on that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So what's the biggest financial mistake you see people making today?
There are 3 of them. First of all, it's not knowing the difference between good and bad debt. So bad debt is the big mistake.
Yeah.
The DIY, which is what I was talking about earlier.
Wait, explain DIY again.
Doing it yourself. So
right, exactly.
just flat out saying, I know enough. I'll research. How many times
I'm going to chat. Wait. I'm going to chat GPT it.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
That's what everyone's doing today.
People are willing to give over their life and their retirement and their livelihood to that. And then the last component, I'll break them down if you want. The last component is just waiting until the right time to do something. And that's kind of what we've been alluding to this whole time.
Yeah,
so
it's scary. Bad
debt. If you're paying 10% interest, 15, 18, 20, 30, 29%, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I look at my statement saying like, okay, if you didn't pay this off, it would have been starting at 18 and then going up to 29%. I'm thinking nobody's beaten the market in that, right? Like you are a net loss.
Right.
The adage was forever ago, make extra payments and pay off your house quickly. That made sense in the 70s and 80s when housing and mortgages were like 12%
or higher. Yeah.
Or higher.
I think my first one was 14.
My God. And you couldn't, reasonably expect that return in the market. So that made sense to just, hey, pay off the bad debt.
Right.
Now my interest rate is 3.5%. You can throw money into an ETF or a mutual fund and get 8, 9, 10%.
Right.
And, after taxes, you're still coming out ahead.
Yep.
Right. So that's where people don't understand what's good debt, what's bad debt. And then they try to do it themselves. And then, hey, that's why a CPA exists, not just H&R Block.
Right.
That's why, we built a wall in my son's room for a rock climbing wall because he's almost 2 years old and wants to climb
there you go.
the bookshelves. Right. And everything that could fall over and be dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, no, and I bought the materials. I said, you know what, let's just do somebody who has all the tools and has the time. Kind of like you said that I'm trading my time.
I'm tired.
Right. I'd charge more than I would pay somebody to do it. I said, let's have somebody do this all day. So that's the DIY. Like wait until you get an expensive mistake and you'll realize, oh, it would have been cheaper if I just did it right now.
Say, Tim, I'm your DIY. I'm running the streets, getting the subscribers.
There you go.
And you guys have done an amazing job with this stuff too. This DIY looks professional. So
technically, I don't even know how to work any of this. And I know the light a little bit, and I know to tell him to buy stuff, but to put it together, I have not gotten to that part yet.
Okay.
Because I'm still running the streets.
I forget some of our. Oh no.
See, we don't know how to work it. It's pretty though.
You know enough to be dangerous.
Yes.
There we go.
A little cheers.
We know enough to be legal shit.
I have to keep remembering what these are, but anyway, I don't use them a whole lot. But sometimes it's funny just to, like when Antoinette comes up with a great idea, just.
So what's the difference? So I'm gonna
actually that last part. So the bad debt and the DIY, you feel that pretty immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's the waiting until the right time to get ready.
I'm always scared.
Well, people show up to me in their 50s and 60s sometimes and say like, hey, can I retire? that's waiting until they felt like the pressure to need to do something and say, I feel like I'm behind. I'm like, yeah, here's the situation versus, squirreling away some nuts for the future when you're in your 20s and 30s, and that stuff adds up better. So those are my three.
You know what I see right now? The people, the grandparents and the parents that put the work in, kids are moving into their homes now instead of they can't afford their regular space anymore. They have to humble themselves, eat a little bit of humble pie, and move back with mommy and daddy and help balance that income sometimes. That's what I notice that's going on right now because it's so expensive.
I think it's wise.
Yeah.
What you said. Yeah.
Yeah. And I see that's what's going on. And some people like, I want to be on my own. I want to be independent. I want my own place. And then I mentor kids. Couple months, not even months, a year later, after they done got bruised and kicked around, they're back in their parents' home.
Yeah.
Well, you're either going to move in with your parents a little bit after college for a bit, or you're going to move in with your kids at the end of your life.
Yes.
You can't go back to work and you don't have enough to keep.
Yeah. And you need to have at least a little bit of income to help your kids, even when you're living in their home, or balance it out. I think it's a teamwork.
Yeah. And humility, you nailed it with that.
Yeah.
So, what's some reasons? So when someone receives a raise or start earning income, what's the smartest thing they should do? First,
update their financial plan. So talking to their financial advisor right away, because we think, oh, I have more money. I'll do something smarter with this. But then it ends up just going a better car, a better house, bigger house, a better vacation. The money gets used. Amazon. The money gets used.
That Amazon Prime.
Right? Oh, that's the silent tax right there. That's the silent tax right there. The Amazon Prime tax. The convenience tax.
I mean, it's very convenient, by the way. No, but along with that line, it's so important, I guess, for young people if they learn to start saving.
If they don't,
nothing to save.
Right. If you don't,
every minute.
If you don't do it when it's uncomfortable, it's like saying, I'll join the gym when I'm already fit. Does that make sense?
Right.
Rather than
marry someone that has more money.
That's the cheat code.
That's a stable job.
That's
I'm just playing women.
That's people's A plan. I don't know.
That's a financial planner right there.
No,
right?
That was the A plan back in the days. Now it's like, because more women have jobs now, and they're more independent. They don't want to put up with men. Yeah. So it's that's back in the days. That's my age group, 45, 50. The 20-somethings, they're not doing that.
They're getting the lesson. Sometimes
because some of them, they're coming out of college and there's no jobs.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't do social media, after a while.
There can only be so many influencers in the world,
that is true.
Not everyone's going to make $1 million.
Yeah, I want to go back to this question. What's the difference between simply saving money and building wealth? That's what everyone wants to just be rich and they want to build wealth now, but how,
that's the get rich slow scheme.
Yeah. Get rich slow.
So saving money is you working for your money. Building wealth is your money working for you. Right. So saving money just means good. You're not spending every dollar that you have. You're able to live below your means. But building wealth is having a plan of where should I put that money? And sometimes it's, depending on the person, you may have a couple of places or you may have a dozen places. And each of those plans should be as unique as yourself.
Gotcha.
Okay. And that's where you come in, right? You tell people where to put their money so they can, does that include the stock market? That's what that
It certainly can in many cases.
Please don't judge me, people. I don't know this stuff. I do art.
No, that was a good question
because I know some of my friends are so smart and I see them, they're women and I'm like, y'all are doing your stuff. And I'm like, hey, babe.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things I see lately, just from talking to people from a number of different backgrounds, we sit around, we're having a beer or something, we're just talking about various things, and men start talking, and people are wondering, when's the next crash going to happen?
Yeah.
When is, I have all this money in stocks and blah, bonds, EFTs, and blah, 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 and when's the crash going to happen? And what do I invest in? What do I do? I mean, and most of the guys I'm talking to are, I'm 66. We're 67? No, 60.
I don't know. I don't even know.
I'm 67. I'll be 68, I guess.
46,
anyway, I'll be 67 or 68 coming up. I don't know. But, a lot of guys are my age and they're all thinking, I'm getting ready to retire. I don't want to go through
Can
another
I
crash.
even retire?
You know?
Yeah.
And that's why I said planning is important. To figure out what's going on, where you're going to go, what stage are you in life, things like that.
Yeah. If another 2008 happens, another .com bubble 2000, if those happen, do I have to unretire?
Yeah.
Does my plan still work?
Well, that's the issue with someone who's my age, where they're saying I'm slowly getting ready to retire, and I don't want to see another crash because it's going to take me 5 or 6 more years to recover.
And most of us can't wait that long.
No.
It's gonna blow the whole thing up.
Especially if you're not taking care of your health and you're not moving, you're not doing everything. It's like, it's scary.
It compounds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very scary. It scares me. Like my husband's older, so every time I'm like, baby, better not die on me. Die. Let me go first. Because I know I don't have my stuff together.
Okay, well, we'll have a conversation. I'll show you the plan. You say, all right, babe, you ready to go? I'm good. I know what to do now.
First.
No.
Because every time something happens and I'm like, you can help me, like even just to pick up a box or carry something to the storage or carry something somewhere. And if someone falls, like falter, babe, can you come and get this? Can you come and help me?
I'm saying.
Like, I know he has my back. So it's like.
You asked a question, and I realized another part of that was, when somebody gets a raise, what do they do? Yeah. And that's the thing, is it's that silent kill. You said the Amazon Prime, and I'm like, that's the most real answer, is like, it just disappears into their lifestyle. So it's called lifestyle creep, and it's a very real thing.
Yeah.
I know doctors and lawyers making $1 million a year that are still living paycheck to paycheck. And I know that sounds crazy to everybody out there.
So broke. Oh, I'm sorry.
$1 million a year, and they're still like, they don't have a plan. Some of them are in debt. They're still taking on debt. And they're like, how are you not already satisfied with that? And the reality is, our lifestyles just grow. Unless we have a plan, you don't have a plan.
Yeah.
Some people need to be managed. Like, I know I need to be managed. People manage me a little bit.
We all need to be managed.
But
mine is, my workout routine, my sleep routine, my diet, all those things. I'm only good at one thing. Yeah. Maybe 2 things.
There you go. No, it is important. All right.
Are you ready for me again?
Yeah, ready for you. Ready for Antoinette.
You want my questions? I thought you didn't like my questions. Okay. So what are the 3 biggest financial myths? Did I ask that one already?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between simple saving, when someone receives a raise or starts earning more income, what's the smartest thing they should first do? Did we do that one?
We just did that one. So that was definitely update the plan right away.
Okay. So they need to have a plan.
Yeah.
So they need to have a vanilla folder. And update the plan as soon as they get the raise, and take out more or take out less, or how, because the more money you have, the more you want to spend.
Well, that's the problem.
And more problems, and people are coming to you like, can I have $1? Can I do this? A funeral, a death, or this? Oh my goodness.
Like that. But I see people, they, you get to know people, and after 15, 20 years, you've seen their life progress,
Yeah.
And it was the new car, and then it's the nicer car, and then it's the second car. And then it's the nice house, and then it's the boat.
I'm saying it all gets upgraded.
Yeah.
And if you...
Or the wanting to go out all the time and buy a quick drink, or even the tipping is 20% or 25%. Not to complain about it so much, but to pay the cost to go out. But
even without all that, inflation, that's another, like, we're talking about, if the next crash happens. Inflation's happening right now.
Right.
And it doesn't make the same headline as a crash would have.
Yeah.
And it will still have the same effect on our lifestyles over the long term. Did you know that the spending power of $1 is cut in half almost every 18 years?
Yeah.
So it's not fun to look at that chart and you're like, wait. It cost me 10 grand a month to live now, and it's going to cost me how much?
Wow.
That's without extra care. That's without extra frills. Without going out to eat. Without
the vacation.
I'm saying.
Man.
That's why some people so we like to travel, but we don't have all. The kids are grown. My sister's in med school. His kids are grown. So we don't have the overhead of the young people. And then we got rid of one car. And he had a BMW.
I got rid of it, man.
Yeah.
Lease was up and I said, bye.
Smart.
I don't need it.
Smart.
Because we were just taking it.
It was sitting in the garage.
And then only time I drove it was because I didn't want to drive it a lot because the gas. I'm frugal. I'm frugal.
No, we jump in if we're going out to a restaurant, you pull up the nice
trying to look cute.
540 Beamer,
trying to look all cute on Palm Beach.
I turned it in after 3 years, right? And it had 9,000 something miles on it. It was a brand new car.
Wow.
And the woman says, "You're not going to get a new one, are you?" I said, "Absolutely not. Bye." And I turned it in. It's been this next month will be a year, and I don't miss it at all. and I've enjoyed the $14,000 or $15,000 of savings that I've enjoyed for the past year. So
They went to Amazon.
It went exactly to Amazon.
And everyone else's problem, because someone's always calling us. They see us, and we look like we got ourselves together. And someone's always calling you, like, I need this. There's a problem. There's a this. There's that. So
Yeah.
that's another thing too.
Yeah.
But he got rid of his, and when I got a car, I'm like, babe, I'm sticking to my Toyota. I have a truck, a Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to carry my video booth and my boxes and because I'm like a gypsy.
Moving stuff around. But
I'm
yeah,
always
that's
doing something.
But that's what I realize as I'm getting older now. I don't need that expense. I mean, if I really needed a car, I'll go buy one.
Yeah.
Right. But I
Yeah.
don't need one. And now I haven't
And we
missed
walk.
it. I walk. My office is here. My home is 3 blocks away. I walk. And if I have to go anywhere, I take an Uber.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you can Uber and Lyft everywhere.
Yeah.
And then without the rising insurance, without the gas price, everything else, you're like not affected by it.
No. Hasn't affected our life at all. And if I need a car, I'll either jump in her truck or I'll take an Uber.
He needs to wash it, and he needs to put some air in the tires right now. Because if it was his car, the tires would have been plumped. The car would have been clean.
Well,
Inside and out.
Inside and out.
well, I'm not
When I say,
going to comment on the inside of your truck, but anyway.
because you haven't cleaned it. It's
Because
not my fault. You have
anyway.
not cleaned it, and it needs gas right now. It's almost empty.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm not playing. I'm serious. It's empty.
This is what I go through.
But I have a question. What do you tell people who live out of their means? Because that's another thing that Tim had to pull me back, because I'm spending like it's my money sometimes. Like I'm sitting here in the office making all the money. I'm like, charge it. What did you tell about people that want to be? Because everyone to me sometimes live a life and they're like, I want to be here, I want to be there, I want to do this. But every time it adds up and you live out your means, what do you tell them? How do you tell them to save?
I don't tell them. I ask them. I said, "What's your plan?"
Yeah.
And let them sit in the discomfort, because like really, if I tell them, they'll be like, "Oh, you don't know." But if I ask them and they're like, "Oh my God, I don't know."
Yeah, I don't have a plan. Budgeting.
It really is.
Because I know we have no responsibilities, so that's why we don't stress like that. We don't have those kind of responsibilities other than we have a nonprofit. We have,
You nailed it before when you were talking about, being humble, being able to humble ourselves. Like whoever we're humbling ourselves in front of, a spouse, our community, our kids, our spiritual, situation. So whatever it is that we do that we need to humble ourselves, that's a good practice to have. And sometimes it's humbling yourself in front of your budget sheet.
Yeah.
And that's a good place to start as any, because that enables every other part of life.
My daughter was in here several weeks ago, and she was here just like walking around.
She's a Gemini.
Oh yeah, she's a handful. I love my daughter. Hi, Jamie.
I'll apologize for all Geminis.
Yes, you need to start. Please pray for them too.
But I sat her down and we did an outline of a budget for her, and I said, okay, how much? She had a steady job, and so I knew what her income was, and I said, okay, you get paid every 2 weeks, so there's 26 paychecks, right? You add that up, divided by 12. There's your monthly net income, right? It's easy to figure out.
Simple math.
Now, okay, so now you have your monthly net income, and now let's go through your expenses and see where they are. And once it's in your head and you see it on paper, you're like, oh, I didn't realize it cost that much.
Exactly. I don't want to be, if I tell you something, I'm the bad guy because I just gave you bad news.
Yeah.
If I show them side by side, say,
trying to control me.
Here's, I'm saying, right? If I say, here's what you're going to get if you change nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's what you could very easily get. Forget, swinging for the fences, shooting for the moon.
Right.
Here's pie in the sky.
Ladies, just get 2 men. You got to have 2 husbands. I know, maybe move to another country.
Yeah,
And then you have 2 incomes. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're right about the expat thing. We can get into that. But here's if you change nothing. Here's a very easily achievable goal. And like, how difficult is it to get from here to here? How difficult is it to close that gap? And then that's easier than some people realize, and they're just avoiding the conversation because they don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But some people just say, I'm moving to the Philippines, I'm moving to Thailand, I'm moving to Costa Rica. And that totally
We just came from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people do that and they love it. And I'm like, I don't want to have to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The cost of living, Costa Rica is getting
Yeah.
expensive
Costa Rica's
now,
gotten
though.
expensive over the
Yeah,
years.
it's gotten
I've been going there
very-
since 2008. So
It's more expensive.
Back then
now.
it was
I don't even
cheap.
want to. Yeah.
but now Vietnam's very affordable.
There we go.
And so is Thailand. Thailand's getting more expensive, but
Yeah.
it depends where you stay. But Vietnam is very affordable, and it depends.
Yeah. So if just make sure you have your passport, because there's a lot of Americans that don't even have their passport.
And you got to get
That's
your
another
passport.
thing too.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, budgeting is I thought was important because if you see it on paper, even the little things like if you cut out Starbucks.
Oh goodness.
It adds up so fast.
Listen.
It's like $12 a coffee.
Yeah,
I mean, believe it that people are still buying.
It's like a cup of coffee and a something to nibble on is like $10-12 every day.
That's what I'm saying. Like you're just, it's just an extra. It's just an extra. It's just an extra.
And that's a car payment every month.
You're not kidding. That.
How many times do I call you and say, "Can you bring me a cup of coffee?" Because we don't have a.
I have a Keurig back here, so she's like, she'll call me. Can you make a cup of coffee? I'm going to drive by right now, so I can make a cup and deliver it outside.
That's smart. That's love right there too. That's a lot of love.
Okay, let me put my pen down and lose $50 of billable time to make your coffee.
Don't do that. You're not losing $50. You're gaining.
That's right. Getting
my support.
That's right. There you go.
I know you got me.
If somebody's and like this is, I don't have a dog in this fight, but if you want some easy budget thing, there's companies out there. I'm not going to say, there's a company called Monarch, and they just like connect to your banking or whatever, and they'll tell you what you spend on it, and you say like, how much am I spending going out to eat? How much am I spending on this and that, whatever. I don't work for that company. I don't have their stock or whatever. That's just something that's like, hey, if that's what it takes for you to know what's going on, what's coming in, what's going out, maybe start there. Maybe there's better options. There used to be other ones, Mint or whatever, but.
Or maybe listen to your husband sometimes and have those hard meetings. Oh, that's a lot of work. Those Sunday meetings that we have never had. He's been trying to have a meeting with me. I have not had one. And we've been together for 14 years. 14 years. I refuse to sit down.
14 years? 12 years? 12 years maybe? I don't know. I met in 2014, so I guess 12 years anyway.
Okay. So ladies, and men, when you're having those meetings, do not accuse us.
Whatever we're spending
do not make us feel guilty. I mean, have the meeting and be like, and give us a budget. How about that?
Yeah.
Give us a budget.
And that's what my wife said. She's like, don't make me part of the math part. I don't want to think about the math. Just tell me what I need to fit and I'll fit it. Gotcha. And then she changed the grocery stuff and the other expenses to fit that, which worked.
Yeah. So don't tell me I can't do this. I can't do that. What did you spend the money on? Give me a budget and I'll try to stay in the budget.
Yeah. You will stay in the budget.
I'll save you some marriage counseling. Just say we. Just say we. Not you, not me. We.
We'll stay in the budget.
We're spending.
So if someone's their 20s, 30s, what's a financial habit should they develop now that will pay off decades later?
I'm going to piggyback on what Tim was saying earlier about, like you were saying, like, hey, my time, and this is the value of it. I'm going to take it that next step and say, don't think about spending in terms of dollars. Think about spending in terms of hours. How many hours do I need to work? How many hours does this cost? How many hours does this coffee cost? How many hours does this dinner, this Uber Eats, whatever?
The Uber Eats and that disappears so fast. It's just like Amazon.
I know, but it's so expensive.
And then you don't notice that there's an extra fee because it's the convenience of someone dropping the food off.
I'm saying.
I'll tell you what's gotten really expensive. Just going out to lunch here on Clematis.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
We've calmed that down a little bit.
Well, yeah, I started on a meal plan. I buy them. They're pre-made meals. They're very healthy, and it's like $8 a pop. Here, it's 25 to 30 for lunch.
And when I go out with them, I get what I want. I don't eat off the lunch menu. I'm like, I want this. I'm eating with
a lobster tail on the side.
Yeah.
No, it's.
So he cut it out.
Yeah, it's expensive.
There's a few good ones around, and you try them out. The ones, get a month of this, a month of that, whatever. And you're right. They save you time. And I'm a little ADD, so I just need to be able to like pop it in the microwave and go, get right back to what I was doing. I don't have an hour to like sit and cook and whatever. Not in my office anyway.
No, I refuse. I think that's another job because I like to run around and run the streets. I'm always doing something. I'm always moving. I'm always doing something. Now I got to come home, cook. Now I got to clean the dishes up because he's not cleaning it up because he's tired from his mental brain breaking down all this and dealing with all his clients. And then he sometimes goes to meetings with.
I love my clients
because he hangs out with them a little bit after because sometimes they just need a little extra attention.
They want some attention.
So
it's true. I'm
not cooking and cleaning. Meanwhile, you guys are hanging out.
No,
I do clean. I'm obsessed with the cleaning part, but I don't want to cook.
Well, I'm the sink guy. I keep the sink real clean. New stainless steel sink. I gotta keep it really clean and polished. That's my new thing now.
No water spots. If I come over to see water spots.
No water
That's because
spots.
he didn't do his job. He went to sleep.
Yep. But anyway, but yeah, but I'm just, talking about what things cost and how,
And the
you
time.
need a plan is when I started looking at, God, I go out every day for lunch and it's 20 something bucks. That ends up being like $600 a
I
month
think that's why sometimes he stopped
for lunch.
inviting me.
It really is. And it's a silent tax. It's a tax on impatience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just the sub place right next door. I always thought a sub was like $5-6. Now you get a sub,
You're
a
living
sub
in the
and
past.
a little soda or something. It's like $18.
Publix is $8.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Dude, a burger is almost $20 with a tip.
You see, Greece just closed. I wonder why.
They didn't charge enough for
I
the
don't
burgers.
know. Or it charged too much for the burgers. No one was buying a
Maybe.
$50 burger.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say it like that. I don't know why they closed.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just heard it closed the other day.
No, they've been around a long time.
Yeah. I like the Brick House burger, the one with the bacon. There's a bacon one. It's called Brick House.
Anyway, all right. Got some more
I'm
questions.
gonna do a shameless plug for my favorite place to go eat, Isla, the Isla & Co. restaurant place. It's
Where's that?
Okeechobee and Parker.
Okay,
There's
Isla.
Okeechobee and Parker.
It's in that. It was like Clare Avenue and Elizabeth Avenue, and now it's going to be Carolyn Avenue. They're going to open it back up pretty soon, and I love this. I know the folks who are working tirelessly to get that back up and running. And there's going to be a.
Is that across the railroad tracks when
Exactly
you make the left on Parker and then go over the railroad tracks?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to bring it back, and it's going to have all sorts of fun things.
Is it right on the left? That little standalone place?
Yeah. Well, it used to be that. Like food cafeteria where you can go and get like pizza or tacos or this bowl or that bowl, and then you just sit there and eat in a cafeteria style. And then there's a proper sit down restaurant, Isla, best burgers in town. That's my bias.
Okay, that means we have to try it and give you a shout out.
And their newest burger, they've got bacon and a fried egg on it.
Wow.
Oh,
all right.
Oh, I love those kind of burgers.
You'll also have to start budgeting for that. Go ahead,
Did I just help you become less financially responsible?
No, that's the burger I always get with the egg. I get it from Bradley's.
Oh, my Lord.
It's called, I call it the hangover burger.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
It's true.
It's 2 servings.
It'll soak up all that alcohol.
So you work with business owners. What financial mistakes do entrepreneurs make that can hurt their long-term success?
They think it's always going to keep, be in this way. Like they think I can make a plan when I'm bringing in enough money, which they think it's a few months from now. It's like, no, it's going to be a few years from now. And things don't usually slow down. They get crazier in a good way, but they don't have a plan going into it. And they think it's always going to be that way. And then I've known people, and I won't, say their names, but
please don't.
They're, and they tell the story, but that's up to them to tell it, not me. Right.
Right.
But their father passed when they were not even 2 years old, and they had a business that was bringing in a lot of money, but all the money was kept going back into the business, into the business. And I tell people, your business is a means to an end. If you're not okay, who cares if the business did well?
Right.
So he and his mother were on food stamps before too long, going from like tens of thousands of dollars income per month. And I know plenty of people in their 50s, and half of their money goes to entertainment because they think it's just going to keep coming in. Actually, it's not even half their money. They're actually on debt, bringing in twice as much money as they need to just live. And those are the types of things that I say, give me a 20% of that, and I can actually have you retiring where you don't have to keep working because you need to. You can keep working because you want to.
Right.
And so those like little changes. I don't want you eating ramen noodles just to make this thing work.
Listen, ramen noodles are good with some shrimp and some
I remember those from the
vegetables.
old college days.
Yes, I had a couple weeks ago.
Some extra hot sauce.
With some hot.
There you go.
I do Scotch bonnet. That's the one I use, Scotch bonnet pepper. Oh, with some shrimp and vegetables. You ate it the other day.
Did I?
Yes, you did. You didn't even notice it was ramen noodles.
Give me the
I made a whole, that I can make.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be
Don't you just pour hot water in there? Or?
Yeah, there you go. I can make it.
If you can, some habanero. I'll go all the way up to habanero. And especially if you can throw in some pork belly.
I'm not doing all that.
I'm done.
Then I have a belly.
Wow.
See, you guys are slept down.
I've always found I've been on my own now for how long? Since 2007 is when I went out on my own. So I've been doing this myself for how long now? 19 years? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch
years?
you do it yourself all the time and do my paperwork. But go ahead.
Yeah, I do all your paperwork, yes, as well as other people's paperwork. But anyway, I think one of the reasons I've been able to carry on that long and not ever really face any issues is keeping the overhead low.
Yeah, he preaches that.
I just, I mean, I bought this place because I was able to save enough money at my other place, but at my other place, they were going to raise the rent up. And I said, well, the hell with this. And I found this place, and I literally, I cut my rent payment in like by 65-70%.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So now I own it. My mortgage payment's 2/3 less than my rent payment. I'm like, whoa.
See, those are the things that add up so much. We think about it in terms of what it's going to cost per month, but not what it's going to cost over a decade. And
Right.
where else can that money go?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To Amazon. Thank you so much.
I think he's got your number.
The order is at the door right now. I walked away from the door. I left it at the door.
We've all got the app on our phone.
I know it's just terrible, but it's
so
so
easy.
convenient.
It's so convenient. That's what I'm telling you.
It's like,
It's the patience tax.
I know it's terrible. But anyway, so that's my advice to business owners is try to keep your overhead low. I mean, when I first started, I was in my house, and I had my little computer, and I was up in my office on my house.
Yeah.
And then I was lucky enough to have two clients who I was with at the firm that I left call me and say, no, we want you to be our lawyer. So I had two nice big cases from the get-go. And then my former employer, I used to work with a big firm called Greenberg Charig, and Howard Bregman, who ran it at the time, it was the office, whatever they call, and he ran the office, and he actually said, hey, listen, I heard you went out on your own. Come on in, we'll give you an office for a year for free. So they gave me an office for free to start off, and then I just built slowly, and then never went out and bought the best. I didn't have the best computer, didn't have the best monitors, didn't have any, just had nothing, but I kept it low. And little by little, when I got a little extra money, I, improved in over 20 years.
Yeah.
So
those are smart decisions.
And he has paid it forward many times.
What's that?
The opportunity that you received, you've given it back to so many people many times.
Yeah, try
Over,
to help out, Anyway.
So many people who give, receive.
Yeah. Got some more questions?
Yeah.
Amen.
So when should a business owner start thinking about retirement and success planning?
Before they open the doors.
Succession planning.
Yeah.
What's succession? What is succession planning?
What's your exit strategy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it means?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, are you
Succession
giving it to your kids? Are you selling the business? Are you, what's going to happen at the end of that thing? Are you going to hire a manager?
When should they start?
Before they open the doors, like before they start.
Wait, so they should know they're going to close?
You should have at least an idea. We're going for direction, not perfection, right?
Yeah.
That plan's going to change 100 times between the day you start and the day you end.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean you shouldn't have a plan, right? I mean, look at the best. I don't know whether it's soccer, football, baseball, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They have some sort of a plan.
Well, you have a game plan.
You have a game
And
plan.
then it switches as the game goes on.
I'm saying,
injury.
right? I mean, your best player gets taken out. Your offense of this, your defense of that.
Replacement.
How you handle those things, nothing goes according to plan.
Right.
But at least have a plan so that you can go the next step. Nobody's gonna know, oh, you know what? Today's the day. Today's a random Tuesday. I think I'm gonna plan for the rest of it. No, you have to have a game plan. If you're gonna go ask a bank for a loan, they're gonna want a plan.
Yeah.
Are you giving it to your kids? Are you selling it? Are you having a manager run it while you collect the paycheck for the rest of your life? One of those three things is the most likely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you were doing makes sense. You're keeping your overhead low, et cetera.
Yeah.
I'd say with like a couple, depending on what you did, and I have no idea what you did with that money, but aside from that, I'd say if you could see today, if I said, hey, here's adding up all of this column, here's what you spent. I said, here's what that money that just went to the silly shit that you don't even remember.
Right.
Here's the other things that could have been. That's the staggering thing. So don't let me be the person who's like giving you the news. It's you're seeing it side by side, black and white. Here's what I know I'm going to pay. I mean, the taxes are coming. The tax man's coming.
Right.
Nothing's certain except for death and taxes. So I know I'm going to pay this. Here's my other option. Holy shit. That just made my decision for me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
So with so much financial advice on social media, how can people tell the difference between good advice and dangerous advice?
Yeah.
I love this question.
Yeah.
I was excited because
You're going to kill me. Let me turn. I think we put the table down. I feel my arms burning.
Oh.
Yeah, I am burning. I hope I don't pull nothing down.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
need
good.
something to lean on. Oh,
I think we're all about the same. Our arms are resting the same height.
back
This is
was, like,
good.
burning my shoulder.
No.
If they have a fancy car in the background, it's probably rented. That's the first thing I'm going to say.
So true.
I'm going to trust the guy who has the most boring haircut, who has a Camry, who has
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Doesn't he drive a Camry? I think he
I
does.
think so. Yeah. And it's that those cars are bulletproof. I've literally gotten one airborne before. That was in my teens. I'm a different guy now, but he was successful for a reason, because he had a plan and he would change the plan as needed.
Okay.
And he was prudent. We kind of do run our business a lot like him with a twist. So my chief investment advisor,
Like Warren Buffett.
yeah, like Warren Buffett, and
Right.
Warren Buffett learned it from Ben Graham. I don't know who Ben Graham learned it from, but as I say, if you stick with, I'm going to do the math and make sure this makes sense. Not hopes and dreams, not some IPO that's flashy, not some penny stocks. You're like, I'm going to swing for the fences. And
Right.
I want to make sure that the person giving our firm money and says, I need to retire in this, that's the safe money. Hey, you want to take an extra, another 10% of that and swing for the fences, go do that. But I don't want you to have to unretire and outlive your money because we were swinging for the fences for you. No, we're gonna do it more safely and more prudently.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So during the market volatility, did I say that right? Volatility. What separates successful long-term investors from people who panic?
The people who have a plan. I keep going back to that well. I'm going to keep going to, I'll say that the people who do well in any situation are the people who planned for multiple outcomes, not just hoping that one specific outcome is the case. Because back to the game analogy.
What about the people who put their heads like a hawk?
The ostriches?
Yeah.
With their head in the sand?
That's right.
I'm an ostrich.
Yeah.
We all know one of them. And, and I hope for the best, but
very well.
I was a Boy Scout. It was just, I have to plan for that contingency. So I'd say, have somebody that you game plan with and have fearless conversations where somebody's able to tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear.
But suppose they don't talk to you the way can you teach them how to talk to?
I mean, that's why I talk to people, because, my other guys who are really good at math, sometimes they just are too nerdy for the people, and they're like, I don't get what you're saying. I'm like, let me just make it bites. Let me make it fit for you in a way that, you'll relate to it.
Okay. So many families avoid conversations about wills, insurance, estate planning. Why is it important to start more discussions early?
The conversation takes about an hour if you do it. And if you don't do it, your family's going to be talking about it for months or years.
After you're gone.
After the situation.
And they need to find all the paperwork.
That asshole.
I have a story. So, I'm trying to tell it without saying the person. Okay, so someone passed, but they were older.
Speaking of
they were older, but they forgot to pay one of their insurance. So now
their insurance lapse?
So when do parents or older people need to figure out, I need to talk to one of my kids, someone for that information? I know that's maybe something you've already asked, but I mean, it's humbling as you get older. You think, I got this. It's just like the person's still driving and they know they're not supposed to be driving.
Yeah.
But there's an age,
Usually they don't want to do it alone. Mm-hmm. I find that people want to talk to somebody about it. They just don't want to feel judged. They just don't want to feel judged.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And maybe it's a trust thing, but they don't want to feel judged.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say, if you give somebody a safe space to say, hey, there's no wrong answers. There's an answer, and then there's a more efficient one. Mm-hmm. Let the math speak. Forget about my opinion, your opinion, no judgment zone. This is what the math says. What do you want to do? Let me support you. And if you say something really stupid, I'm going to say, I'm not going to support you. Jokes aside, I've had to say no to people who said, this is what I want to do. Somebody wanted to borrow money and invest. And I said, I won't be part of that plan.
Borrow whose money?
It's not called margin.
And then
that's a gamble.
Yeah. And someone else just, we just didn't mesh and connect in our communication style. And like this, I would rather every time lose business for the right reasons than get business for the wrong reasons. You have your whole career that you built up your reputation. This is what my parents taught me.
Yeah.
You can lose it in a second and you probably can't get it back. My parents taught me a few things, and some of it was just being frugal. You can only spend $1 once. The borrower is indebted to the lender. Each of these things, but your reputation. There's almost nothing more important than
very important.
reputation.
Yeah.
That's true. All right.
So many families avoid conversations about, did I just say that already?
Well, family planning, like wills.
Wills, trusts,
Yeah.
health power of attorney.
Yeah.
Those things are, they're not fun.
Because what happened was the aunt was sick. Person was sick. They lost they didn't even notice that the insurance lapsed. Now they thinking everything's taken care of, everything's in order because the person that had everything in order. But there has to be a time when you're like, if you see your family member or someone not in the right space or maybe a little sick, you need to start paying attention to their paperwork.
So, I
know that's a tough one.
No, I think I know where you're going with it, and it makes sense. So I help business owners, like primarily my two main focuses are business owners and people that are like at or in retirement. Obviously, I help everybody else out because everybody deserves some level of guidance, even if they can't afford it otherwise. I want to say, like, I don't have minimums for that. I want to give people good advice and good guidance. But not forgetting the business owners for a second, just focusing on the retirees. I talk to them, we make a plan, and I say, okay, obviously we have the beneficiary. I say, well, like, get me in contact with that person. That does two things. Number one is when, let's say you don't make it home tonight and that person calls me and I'm supposed to now give this money to you, a stranger I've never met before, and we have all had spam calls. Let's have a conversation first, and you know me and I know you. Save our numbers, all those things. Number two is, like you're talking about, what if you do make it home, but you're not quite all there, or you have some help?
It's just on the back burner.
Yeah, if we
slipping a little bit.
Okay, if we called for Tim, if we just have Tim's number and we say, hey, Tim, your life insurance, and he's in the hospital and he's going to be in the hospital for like 6 months, that insurance is going to lapse in month 2. And we say, hey, shouldn't we have Antoinette's number to say, hey, Antoinette, Tim's not paying his bill. And is that because he doesn't want it anymore? And you're like, oh my God, no, of course he wants it. He's one foot out.
I think that's what happened.
And so that's the reality that people don't want to think about. We like avoiding change, and we like avoiding stress. So,
and I think once you have insurance, you get sick, you should not be paying your insurance anymore.
Hey, the way I design it, we try to make sure that it's not.
If you're sick, I think that means you're sick.
What type of insurance are you talking about?
No, it just popped in my head. I'm just saying, you're sick, you cannot work. How do you pay your insurance?
Well, it depends.
If that person is sick, that's a whole nother conversation.
Depends what kind of insurance you have,
and there's different types, right? And not to go down the hole on the product, but there's ways to structure it that way, right? So as long as you have that conversation when you're healthy,
then
hey,
you have
about
options.
That before.
There's policies that pay for themselves if you can't pay anymore.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And we wouldn't know.
I know one person. He's in this nice little location. Is it right here? Nice location, and he has lifetime insurance.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the heck is that? But they don't.
We had like a lifetime disability insurance, I believe. He had one of the old type plans where they don't have them anymore.
They don't have them anymore.
No.
He's like, I'm set for life. It's like 70 something, 80 something.
Yeah,
I'm glad he had that
cancer. He had skin cancer, everything.
Man,
I'm good till 65, and then I got to figure it out.
Oh, yeah, I know. Everything gets expensive after 65.
Yeah,
and the dollar today will not be a dollar.
No. I'm always looking for the senior discounts now. I do. I didn't realize
they still have those.
Yeah, they have like hotels and stuff. I can get the senior discount now. I'm like, hey, excellent.
You earned it, man. You earned it. Cash it in. That's
I'm all like, I went to, where did we go? Where were we? Like Perkins or something? Some pancake house. I'm like, oh, I can get the senior special now.
And he did get, it was Denny's.
Denny's? I get the senior special.
Because when he met me, I used to love going to Denny's.
Those grand slams.
I just thought it was very exciting to get the senior discount.
And he was like, I'm using the senior discount.
I'm getting my discount.
Maple syrup on everything.
So if someone could only take one step this week to improve their financial future, what would you recommend?
Spend less than you make.
Okay, let me do that again. So if someone could only take one step this week to improve their financial future, what would you recommend? In the camera.
Spend less than you make.
Yeah, there you go.
That is advice that works in every interest rate environment, every economy, every situation, just spend less than you make, and then have a plan for what you do with that extra money.
Yep. There you go.
Go on a trip, vacation. Yeah. Strip club.
Hey,
Let it
Amazon.
rain.
Have some fun though.
I'm just playing.
Well, you should, I mean, yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, I think people should, if you have a little extra cash, it's good to have some fun, but
splurge on your wife.
that's why I said, but that's why I told my daughter, if you have a baseline budget and you know what you need to meet all of your expenses, and anything after that, then you can do with different things. You can save some of it, you can play with some of it, but you got to make sure you've got your basic things down and they're covered.
And I want to add to it. We keep talking about planning and changing the plan. I'll say Mike Tyson said it really well. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
I remember that one. Yeah.
So, your plan works until it doesn't. So the moment that you start negotiating with your plan, you don't have a plan.
Right.
So that's when you need some help. You need a coach. You need a quarterback calling the plays, whatever. So get a financial quarterback.
Yeah.
There you go.
And
Interesting.
I know I usually do it early in the conversation, but can you tell us a little bit not about your company, but your address? How can they find you? How can we reach you?
I'd say the best way to reach me is just text me or call me 561-814-8536. That's 561-814-8536. My name is Brian Coule. Just reach out and say, hey, I'd like to have a conversation. No expectations. Happy to give some good advice.
And I'll also put it in the description so you can reach out and contact Brian whenever you need to. Mm-hmm. Because this is a very scary conversation. When I tell you we've been married for whatever and dating for whatever, he tries to have these conversations with me all the time, and I get so annoyed because he's always attacking me too. It's like I did something wrong. All I did was spend the money.
We all know that we need to be doing these things, and it doesn't mean that they get done unless something uncomfortable happens, right? And we all know the most sage advice in the world that we've heard 1,000 times, and none of us do it. Mm-hmm. And say it with me: don't put all your eggs
in one basket. Yes, that is so right.
All right. Well, you have anything else? Is that it? You're all done with questions?
I think so. If America listens, wait. Where did you see the biggest financial opportunity, the biggest risk for families over the? Wait. We're going to come back to that.
Yeah.
We can go back to the eggs and basket again after we finish these two questions.
Sounds good.
So where did you see the biggest financial opportunities and the biggest risk for families over the next 10 years? Where do you see that, the risk? Because with money and gas and goodness, everything that's going on.
I will say,
and AI. Everyone's losing their jobs.
Well, that's exactly right. It's having those backup plans, right? So we actually kind of said something similar to this before. We were talking about inflation. Like we're worried about crashes, whether a crash could happen tomorrow, a crash could happen 6 years from now. Mm-hmm. Inflation's happening right now every single day, chipping away at it. So people put money in a high yield savings account. They're getting 3.5, not 4% these days, but it's kind of barely keeping up with inflation.
Right.
If you look at the average, the price of eggs is way higher than 3%. Yeah. So what you're spending your money on, food, gas, whatever, if it's being outstripped by inflation, have another plan, right? There's your emergency money, and that's your short-term emergency, your mid-term, your long-term. You can break those down and get more fancy with it and creative, and that's between you and your financial professional, hopefully me. But
there you go.
Have a plan and know what the risks are. That if we do nothing, this is how my spending.
If you do nothing,
this is how my spending power goes away.
You're gonna be one of these homeless people on the streets.
That's what shocks a lot of us into
we were in the airport the other day going to Costa Rica, and we met a lawyer. I forgot his name. But he
was from where was he from? He was from somewhere in the South. I wasn't Florida, I don't think.
Oh, South Carolina.
South Carolina, that's right. Because you told him you were a Gamecock.
Mm-hmm. But he talked about how the elderly is the number one homeless, right? Like
there's so many more elderly people becoming homeless because they've just outlived their investments and things are just expensive.
People don't want to think about that, and
that's the worst to feel when you're old and you have nothing. That scares me.
It's one of the most underserved communities. And that's why I like being education first, because, hey, if I share some information, I didn't charge you a penny and I gave you some sage advice, you're better for having met me.
Yeah.
And the age of the average financial advisor is 65 and they're going to retire in the middle of your retirement. Do you want to have to interview somebody brand new at 80 something years
Right,
old
not really.
when they retire or say, I'm not done with this, they pass away. So I'm 43. I'm not going anywhere for a while.
All right.
Yeah.
I say have 3 or 4 kids, and you always have somewhere to go.
Okay.
As soon as you get that one gets annoyed, you jump in this house, you jump in that house. Like
You
anything happens with
you
your
got to
money.
pay to raise them first. That's.
I'm going to couch hop at 80
because
years
you're
old.
young. You're young. You can raise them at that age.
I thought you were talking about me.
Anyways, you can raise them, and once they get older, now if you're older and you don't have your money together, you can couch hop.
I mean, but maybe we just buy one of those robots to take care of us.
That's coming next. That's coming soon. Don't worry about it. It's coming soon.
Got to be like the island people. You live in the home. You live in the home with the like Russians. Everyone lives in the same home.
That's right.
Yeah, my grandparents lived in the house right behind me. I loved it.
He said behind me, not even the house, behind me.
So there was, the house is on the property. There was, the garage and then anyway.
I get it.
They lived with us. They were 30 feet from the back door, not in tents. They lived in a real house. And,
I'm sorry, Mom, you got to stay out there.
I feel
Get back in your tent.
Right. Yeah. Don't slam the flap at me. I feel so lucky that I had access to this, like another generation. My parents were working, they weren't coming home until like 5 and 6 o'clock. So like, where did me and my sisters go after school? We get out at 3:30. We go there.
Balance.
Go to my grandparents' house.
And you learn more instead of being in the computer to.
That's right.
Talk about World War II and everything else.
Yeah, that's right. God, it's wild. World War II. It's almost 100 years away before you know it.
Bring up the eggs in the basket.
So if there's one piece of advice that I have for anybody and everybody, it is spend less than you make. And we all know that those extra dollars should go somewhere. Where you put them is ultimately your plan. But you know as well as I do, and say it with me, don't put all your eggs
in one basket.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, listen, it's been great. And to all the listeners, listeners, it's not just talk, it's legal shit.
Thank
you all so much for having me.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
No, thank you. This is good and very